Assassin's Creed Revelation is the third episode in the Ezio trilogy. It basically takes place in Constantinople, and it's going to follow the storylines of Ezio, but also we're going to see some of Altair as well. So here at Gamescom, our demo, our single-player demo at least, is mostly concentrating on sort of expanding on the bombs. We showed a little bit in E3, but we really wanted to show the feature at how much breadth there was to the feature. So our demo, it shows how the player can craft bombs using ingredients in the world, all the different kinds of bombs. Well, not all the different kinds, but a bunch of the different kinds of bombs they can use, like the tripwire, the fuse bombs, the distraction bombs, the caltrop bombs, and then how it can be used in the stealth setting or in a more combat setting. It definitely helps with combat, but I think what it is it's we're setting up systems for the player to do what they like to do, but to have more tools at their disposal. So a player who likes to do stealth can craft bombs that are more stealth oriented and can really just have a lot more fun in the sandbox using stealth. And then at the same time, a player who likes to do a lot of combat, he can craft bombs that will help him in all aspects of combat, and then all of a sudden his fighting gets to be more varied and more interesting. It's definitely more like Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. Constantinople is roughly the size of Rome in our game, and therefore it is the main setting of Revelations. That said, we do have a couple other cities that the player will see, and they're large enough to have free roaming in them. So we add that to the pot. So there's Masyaf that the player will be able to see both as Altair and as Ezio. And there's a city in the interior of what is Turkey today, in the Ottoman Empire at the time. And then the small town that you went through in the Gamescom demo. In Revelations, Ezio's in the search for 5 keys that will unlock the library that is buried underneath the Masyaf citadel. And these 5 keys have another feature to them. They have an imprint of a memory of Altair. So what Ezio will find the key and will be able to use that to re-experience a memory of Altair. So what we saw in the Gamescom demo, we actually re-experienced an event that happens just prior to Assassin's Creed 1. So you get to see a young, brash Altair, but one that is completely unknown to the rest of the gang. He hasn't really separated himself from the pack, and the events in that mission, they are really what solidify Altair as something special, as someone to look out for Al-Mualim, who is the main, the boss of the assassins at that time, and is also the boss in Assassin's Creed 1. And those that have played Assassin's Creed 1 know a lot more about Al-Mualim. And so that's what these missions are going to be about. Is they're going to all be momentous events in Altair's life that he has decided to record in these devices for somebody else to experience afterwards, and it's Ezio who gets to experience them.
Altair, I have watched you grow from a boy to a man in so short a time. It fills me with as much sadness as pride.
I can definitively say this is the last Ezio game for Assassin's Creed, and also the last Altair game for Assassin's Creed. The intent is to really tie things up. We want to leave the slate clean for any chapters that will come afterwards. It becomes very cumbersome for a team like ours to have to always catch everybody up, because we want a game to be accessible to everybody. We want somebody who's totally new to the series to come and pick up Assassin's Creed Revelations and still be able to love the game as much as somebody who's played all the 3 other games before it. So it becomes very difficult. You have to make sure that the new people understand what's going on, but you have to make sure you have enough new stuff for the people who love the previous chapters. By finishing up the stories and saying, okay, we're done, it allows us to start fresh and to tell the story from ground zero. Desmond, however, we're not going to wrap everything up with him. And then I'm going to add a little footnote, is that I say it's definitely the last, but if enough people want to see these characters again, we're sure to bring them back in some form or another. because, you know, in the end, the fans, you know, if the fans love something, then we always try to do something cool for them. So who knows? I don't know. Like, we could even say that Assassin's Creed 10 may have bits of Ezio and Altair as well. Like, I can't guarantee that you'll never see these characters again, but effectively, you won't have an entire Assassin's Creed based on these characters anymore. It's coming out November 15th this year. Blast Thoughts. It's a really great game. It's very fun to play. Lots of fun new features. Lots of great information for the hardcore fans of the series, and a very fun story for anybody to try out.
What does it take to kill you, eh?
Don't you ever stop howling.